The time is now 6:30. The date is Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. Commissioner Vendetti is absent. Looks like Commissioner Adiano is also absent. I will now take a roll call to start the meeting. Dot,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
Brian? Yes. Megan?
Yes.
Jim's a yes. All right, we'll call this an open meeting. Please note that we're doing a hybrid meeting with in-person and virtual attendance. If a member of the virtual public would like to make comments during the public hearing, please use the raise a hand function on Zoom and you'll be assigned speaking time. If you're listening in via telephone dial-in, press *9 to raise your hand and then *6 to unmute yourself. This meeting is being recorded by Local Scene, and a record of this meeting will be posted on the Local Scene website as soon as they are able. Anyone intending to make a audio or video recording of this meeting should notify the chair at this time. Hearing none, we'll move on. So Matt, we had 2 documents to sign. Will that complete the signing of the documents?
Yep, we had an invoice from Kingston Landscaping LLC for mowing at Callista Farm and a invoice from MACC for all of our annual membership fees.
Okay, thank you. I will now open a public meeting to discuss a request for a determination of applicability RDA for 3 Grandview Avenue for the proposed reconstruction and expansion of a deck on a single-family house within a buffer zone to several coastal wetland resource areas and above the boundary of a salt marsh. Does the agent have any comments?
We can get a presentation if you'd like. It's a pretty simple project.
Okay.
Or I can just explain it for you. It's up to you.
Why don't you walk us through and then we can.
We saw this property before. This was a 2nd-story addition NOI a year or 2 ago. And it was approved by the commission, but was not approved by the zoning board, I believe, for parking limitations. And so their plan now is to rebuild the existing deck that overhangs the backyard, but to increase it in size to connect with an entryway on the side of the house. So told them they needed a file and that an RDA would be a good start on that. It's mostly replacing what's there already, but there is a small portion of increase that we already dealt with the potential for shading effects on the 2nd-story addition, and it was determined that there wouldn't really be any. The concerning thing being that at this property, the salt marsh comes up and actually touches the foundation of the house. So I don't think there's any issue with the small increase in square footage on this deck in terms of any shading effects over the salt marsh. So I believe what was proposed was pervious, but we can definitely get confirmation of that if the commission would like to see that. I don't know that it makes too much difference in this particular situation anyways, but honestly, it's usually better to build them that way anyways for drainage. So I don't really have a lot on this. If you have any questions, the applicant and the contractor are here, and the way everything has been described to me is nothing is touching the ground. Everything is happening up where the deck is or inside, the foundation or structure of the house itself. So what I was writing here would be issuance of a -3 DOA with a special condition prohibiting the staging or storage of materials within resource areas. The limit of work will be the foundation of the existing house, and any materials found on the salt marsh will be cause for issuance of fines and/or enforcement orders.
Okay. Does the applicant have anything that they'd like to approach and be heard?
I'm good. Simple deck. Not approaching the salt marsh.
Let's not have him talk from the stands, but if you have any questions for him, maybe.
If you want, if you'd like to speak, you do have to go, because otherwise anybody listening in can't hear you, okay? But now's the time if you want to, okay?
I have a question.
Okay.
On the diagram, it says newly reinforced concrete wall with footing below put in. When was it put in?
Gil might be better. We haven't we don't really know what kind of footing is there, but I do have pictures.
It's just,
There's 2 feet of cement on the outside of the existing concrete wall. This is a concrete basement walkout area that's been existing since I bought the home.
Okay,
So the deck is just going to go above this
right,
concrete walkout area, but there is an additional 2 feet of concrete slab on the ground on the marsh side of this wall.
okay.
So we don't really know if it's a footing.
I can pull up
Or-
the,
So
Because
it
we
was,
haven't
it was,
dug-
it was there when you got the house?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, it's not.
that's all. It's not
Yeah.
new.
So we're not moving that, we just want to reinforce the wall, the
Yeah.
concrete wall
Okay,
in the basement area to help support the deck,
okay. Thank you.
okay? Okay.
I don't have anything to add to that.
if anybody wants the plan, I can pull it up on the screen.
Why don't you
You wanna do
pull
that?
it up, hey, Matt, just so that I have a better understanding, because I had to look on my small screen, so I didn't.
So we have, I believe.
I'm
this
a
is
little
the
late,
area
but I'm
that-
here.
If you want to call out that,
For the record, we'll note that Buzz Adiano has arrived. Thanks, Buzz.
so
Thank
this
you.
area here is the area they were just talking about. This, I believe, is like a walk-through area. You can walk into the house that way, so there are sort of, you step down and there are walls on both, concrete walls on both sides of you. And this is the outline of the house here. And there is an existing deck shown by the red hashing here. And the deck is being replaced and expanded over here to connect with, I believe there's already something on that side, correct, too, correct?
Where you have it in red,
Right here?
down below was an old falling apart deck.
Okay,
So really, what I wanted to do was move that deck forward over the concrete basement area and attach it to the balcony.
so that's what you have essentially, is you have 2 existing decks being slid into one so that it wraps around and reaches the access point to the house. And then I can show you that same thing on the landscape. Which is, the salt marsh is right here, right up to the house. This is the house, and this is the proposal in pink here. And this is the concrete wall with the steps here. So, needed permitting, but as long as it can be done without impacts to the salt marsh during construction, I don't see there any potential for detrimental impacts from this to the salt marsh. I do think condition for pervious condition is great, you know, the 3/8 spacing. That way you make sure there's no issues with it.
All right, if I may, just, I don't see dimensions on the deck framing plan. How long is the cantilever?
It's about 5 feet.
Is that 6.5 feet?
Yes.
6.5 feet, yes.
Yeah,
That's
6.5.
this measurement right here.
Okay.
But
That plan's different than the one I'm looking at. Hang on one sec, let me just come up to speed. Where is that one? This is the one that I was looking at.
I think it's on the corner of that next page, of the last page you wrote. It's
right
down,
there.
yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what little screens will do. Okay, so the existing deck is cantilevered 6.5 feet without support?
She's got a good picture right there.
Okay, so you have horizontal bracing? Yeah. In the back, okay. All right. Okay. All right, nope, that's all I need. Thank you. All right, Buzz, we're on the RDA for 3 Grandview. If you have any questions.
No, I looked it over earlier. It's
Okay.
pretty straightforward. Yeah.
All right, you don't have to stay. All right. Does the public have any input?
I see no hands raised.
All right, commissioners, do we have any questions or comments? No. Okay. Do I hear a motion?
So you need a motion to close this?
No hearing.
It's not a hearing, right? It's a meeting, so we don't have to close it, we just need a motion to approve. Yeah, if we open a hearing, we need to close the
Well,
hearing.
Okay, I was just rereading some directions earlier, but that's fine.
Okay, am I wrong?
It's okay.
No,
No, if I'm wrong,
That says no.
no, that was part of why we switched to RDAs and meetings, was to
Yeah,
do
that's
away
right.
with some of the pomp.
okay.
Interestingly enough, the manual interchanges it, so that's why I was going on closing it. But, nope, moving on.
All right, so the agent made a recommendation for a -3 RDA with some comments. Perhaps do we have a motion to issue that -3 with comments?
I'll make that motion.
All right, we have a motion from Megan, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Brian, we'll take a voice. Dot,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
Brian? Yes. Megan?
Yes.
Jim's a yes, Buzz?
Yes.
All right, so that motion carries unanimously. To issue a -3 DOA with the notes as discussed by the agent.
I'll put the permit together, the commission will sign it at their next meeting in 2 weeks, and I'll issue it to you the next day.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. You don't have to stay. That's.
Unless it's got some good on TV.
You don't have to go, but you definitely don't have to stay.
Appreciate your time.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
You can either wait for 6:45 for the NOI or jump into the next.
Let's do the RDA, yeah?
It's fine.
All right, so the time is now 6:43. I will now open a public meeting to discuss the request for a determination of applicability, RDA for 17 Nobodere Circle for the proposed construction of an addition to a single-family house within the buffer zone of the wetland resource areas, including a potential vernal pool off-site. Does the agent have any comments?
The applicant's online, if you'd like to hear from them.
Okay.
This is a addition project. I want to say it was in the periphery of jurisdiction, but that's not necessarily true with the potential vernal pool, but this is within previously developed lawn area, so this is not something that really pulls up those standards. But you can hear from the applicant, and then I can give a quick update after that. That is.
Mr. Arts, would
Tom.
you like to present?
Sure. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, please, for the record, state your name and address.
Sure thing. My name is Thomas Ertz. I live at 17 Nobodere Circle. Me and my wife are hoping to get approved a plan to add a small addition to the rear of our house. Matt, I can share some plans on my computer, or you can share on yours, whatever would be easiest.
I can share from here. I have it pulled up.
Thank you.
So here's the, says pond on the plan. It's potential vernal pool.
Yeah, perfect. So I just wanted to note, you can see the property line is that dark line that's kind of adjacent to the pond, just south of the screen currently. This sketch was done from a plan from the original property survey, which at that time established that 50-foot no disturbance buffer. I extrapolated that out to the 100-foot buffer so that I could see the impact on our potential addition, which is behind the house. So you can see there's just a small corner of our new addition which falls within that 100-foot buffer. But as Matt noted before, pretty much everything in the backyard that's outside of that 50-foot no disturbance buffer is currently lawn. The previous owner had got it approved, some landscaping walls and a fence line along that perimeter line. And so my point of view is we are pretty much as far away from the pond as we can be with the addition. And pretty much there should be no impact from this addition into the pond itself.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Matt, can you bring us up to speed?
Yeah, and I can say we did a site visit, and as he said, that 50-foot area, there is an existing fence that delineates the developed yard area from the natural area, and it looked to be pretty well kept in terms of a intact natural buffer around the pool. The pool looked good.
Just for my clarity, the lines that show 50 and 100, I expect that's treating it as a pond and not.
Correct, yeah,
vernal
like he
pool
said,
from
this is
100
from an older plan that he extrapolated out. When this was first developed, they didn't have some of the same regulations that we have now. So I would not consider this to be a accurate plan from a resource protection standpoint, but for an RDA, for work within a developed area, I would say it's substantial enough, unless the commission thinks it's not. So, yeah, so, you know, if you want any permit issued to have language in it that says something like this permit is not, you know, used to determine resource area type, just so that somebody in the future doesn't try to claim that that's not a vernal pool because the commission issued a permit where it said it was a pond. We could do something like that too. But I'll jump through my list on this. You got a 320 square foot addition to the northwest corner of the existing house behind the existing garage. It is within the 200-foot jurisdictional area from mean high water of a potential vernal pool, but the limits of work are located in a previously disturbed yard area, which eliminates some of the standards for vernal pools. And the addition is separated from the potential vernal pool by the existing house. This is not my most, there we go. Got it. Had extra papers. I talked with the homeowner at the site visit about what the purpose of this was. He said they were looking to build an office, and I said, well, you may want to have some information about your septic system, you know, for the commission, because, you know, it's not necessarily, the standard isn't set by what your, you know, desired end use is for the space. And typically, the commission would want to see that you wouldn't need a septic system upgrade with this addition. I did talk with the health agent about this as well, and she said that, you know, these types of additions need review by her office as well, in order to ensure the septic system is designed to handle flow as if the space were an added bedroom. She basically said it doesn't matter if somebody says it's an office, it can be a bedroom. And that's sort of the way I pitched it as well, is that it might be an office to you, but if you sell the house next year and somebody converts it to a bedroom, now it's a bedroom. So we don't really have information on that. I emailed the applicant pretty late today just to ask if he wanted to hold off until, you know, we could go through that kind of review with the health department. I think he would have to submit something to them on this and go through their process. So, I mean, the commission can have that discussion with him now and talk it out, or you can wait to get more information on that. basically KWPR standards on septic systems. Should a replacement system also constitute a substantial enlargement and increase in flow from expanded use of the existing system, the commission may require that the minimum 100-foot setback distance be observed. This property may not be eligible for an increase in septic flow. So the commission approving an addition, which would then require an increase in flow capacity, would be difficult. So I think before the commission makes a decision, they need to have that information in front of them as far as whether there's already capacity there for an increased room.
So just Matt on that one, we've kind of discussed this a number of times, right? So if you add a bedroom, or if you add what could be a bedroom, I expect that we're supposed to interpret that as increased in flow, correct? Just
That's
because it has the potential at any time.
my understanding, and
Next month it's sold,
that's
right?
I think that is the way it's handled, period, is that, you know, you have the systems rated for different flow rates, and each bedroom constitutes an increase in flow rate. So you have situations where somebody might have a septic system that's overbuilt for what they have for bedrooms, and they have the capacity to add, and in some cases they don't. I think in this case, if, let's say the septic system is designed for 3 bedrooms and the house only has 2 right now, and they're adding an office, technically that would be adding a bedroom, but the system can handle 3. That shouldn't be something from the commission's end that triggers a problem. The problem would be the need to increase the system in capacity. So if they are only rated for 3 bedrooms and they already have 3 and they're adding a 4th, the commission approving that addition is problematic if they can't move all of the septic system components out of the 100.
I know that we've looked at it differently in the past. What brought you to claim that?
No, I don't think
When-
it's been
Specifically.
done in the past. It's always tied to the need to upgrade the system.
I'd like to have a comment when you get a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just finish my thought here. If we have an increase in flow, it's tied to changing the number of bedrooms. So you can't put an addition on, have it called a bedroom, or have the health agent tell us that we're supposed to, interpret this as an increase in flow potentially. The system can be totally overbuilt from day one if it wasn't approved for a 3-bedroom, and it's gonna be a 3-bedroom moving forward, or 3 to 4, or 4 to 10, or whatever it is. Doesn't matter that they overbuilt the system. It's still an increase in the usage as it existed yesterday to when it's gonna exist next year, so.
So what you're saying is increase in usage regardless. You have essentially
It's an increase in flow.
potential for more flow
More
going
flush
into the
toilets, more
existing
showers,
septic system.
That's increase in flow definition, right? It's not just whether or not the system was designed, or they ran out of small tanks. It's Kingston, the soil lets it run no matter what. It's still an increase in flow. So I think that as we go through thinking these things through, and I'm not saying I'm against this, I'm saying just from our perspective, I think we have to look at increase in flow as an increase in flow and decide if that increase is something that, we can let slide in this case because it's so far away, and it's already disturbed, or if it's something that we have to look a little bit more in because the rules kind of point us in that direction, so.
Right, I see your point. It's a harder case to make than the obvious of, the regulations state that you can't, increase the system substantially within 100 feet versus flow is increasing. I mean, you can make that case for a lot of different things, that just having more people on a property is going to increase the usage of the property, which has the potential to affect the wetlands. It's just a harder case to make legally.
They could have over-designed the system knowing that they were close to this potential vernal pool or whatever they were calling it back then, and restricted it down to, look, we'll let you go with 3, but, and then they just overbuilt it. 15 years goes by, they don't get to just add an addition without going through the process and deciding whether or not it's something that we can permit based on the town's bylaws.
Sure.
So, that's all I wanted to say. Buzz, would you please?
Yeah, so I disagree with the entire dialogue you two just had 100%, just for the record. First of all, a bedroom has to meet certain criteria, specifically two means of egress. This addition does not have two means of egress, so therefore it does not meet the criteria for a bedroom. Secondly,
Can I just
most.
ask you on that?
No, you had your chance, now this is my chance, then you can rebut me. Secondly, most leaching fields were overbuilt. The Board of Health in the town of Kingston for years has required an 800 square foot leaching field, and depending on the soil conditions, is good for 4 or 5 bedrooms.
Hold on, Buzz, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Can we get more volume on Buzz? All right, go ahead. Sorry about that.
All right, can you hear me now?
Much better.
Yes.
Yeah. So for years, the town of Kingston has required that minimum 800 square foot leaching field be built for all houses regardless of bedroom count. And therefore, most of the houses in town have capacity for an additional bedroom that meets current Title V requirements, not requiring an upgrade of any part of the system to add an additional bedroom or sometimes 2. So I'm not sure how we got on this, we're the adjudicators of bedrooms, but I don't like where any of this is going, for the record.
All right, Buzz, so I was gonna ask you about the means of egress. You're telling me that there's no windows on here that could be used as a means of egress? Because
Oh, it specifically says 2 means of egress, which is a door, and then it says additionally, the windows must meet the egress requirements.
I don't think that we need to get into this argument. We need for the sewer people
because-
to look at this first.
No, we do, because they
So I
can't
think we
decide.
can-
Buzz,
This
please,
gentleman, this gentleman has put forth a plan that says office and mudroom. If tomorrow morning he wanted to move 10 people into that den and do that, he could. I mean, we're on a very slippery slope here.
Right, but again, it's not our bailiwick. We don't do this. It's not important to us until it's done by somebody else.
So Dot, you're
I'm saying put this aside until we hear more about
table it
about the
until the
sewer.
health agent,
The health agent, yeah.
is that a motion?
I'll make that a motion.
So Dot, if I may, you're making a motion to continue until we hear back from the health agent?
Absolutely.
On the current condition
Right.
and capacity of the existing sewer, septic system.
Well, no.
Nope, I'm sorry.
That- that's-
Dodd has a floor right now. I'm asking if that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second by Marilyn. We'll take a voice
Second.
vote. Okay, Dot,
Yes,
Marilyn,
Yes.
Brian? Yes. Megan?
Yes.
Jim's a yes. Buzz?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so noted. So the motion carries. It will continue until we hear back from the health agent.
For the record, that's not the direction we needed from the agent.
Can we,
We'll
say
take
you're-
this offline.
can
Thank
you say you're
We'll-
continuing this to August 27th, or,
I would suggest 2 weeks.
yeah, I think it's 27th, correct? Yeah.
Can we, we'll amend and maybe revote if that's okay with you, Dot?
Can I amend your motion to include a 2 weeks?
yes,
Continuance?
2
Thank
weeks.
you.
yeah.
I have a motion, amended a motion. Do we have a amended second?
Second.
All right, we'll revote. Dot?
Yes.
Marilyn?
Yes.
Brian? Yes. Megan?
Megan's a yes.
Jim's a yes. Buzz?
Yes.
So motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The hearing.
Trying to find it. All right, I now reopen, the time is now 7 o'clock, 7:01. I now reopen a hearing for the notice of intent for the proposed construction of an addition and porch along the rear of an existing home within the 100-foot buffer zone to a BVW and the 200-foot riverfront area of an intermittent stream at 49 Old Mill Road. This is section A. The applicant did not provide updated materials by submission deadline, therefore this meeting should be continued to August 27th, 2025. Matt, is there a section?
That is section B.
Section B, do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Marilyn, Dot has a second. We'll take a roll call. Dot,
Yes.
Marilyn?
Yes.
Brian? Yes. Megan?
Yes.
Jim's a yes. Buzz?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, now we'll go back. We're doing 63 Smith Lane?
Yes.
Okay. I will now open a public meeting to discuss the request for certificate of compliance for 63 Smith Lane. Does the agent have any comments?
Not sure if we have a representative here tonight on that.
Is there a representative for 63 Smith Lane? Please come forward.
Maybe not.
Here none.
Yeah, we did a site visit on this the other day. There are two separate orders of conditions issued there, both of them under the local and the state. They're SE 0370700 and 0841. And one of them was for aquatic vegetation management for invasive species. That one doesn't really need anything. We just, it would be closing it out. I didn't see anything on site that was, indicative that something went horribly wrong with that. I mean, it was years and years ago. And the other one was for an expansion of the parking lot area. And we did not see any major issues with the parking lot area. The only thing I really saw was there's a portion of the edge of the parking lot where there's a little bit of a berm and then it goes down a hill towards the wetlands, whether it's I think it's a impounded section of stream that they call a pond, where it looked like the maintenance is kind of beating the vegetation back, and somebody comes and blows mulch off a truck and it's kind of going further and further over the hill and down the slope. I didn't see anything on the plan or on the special conditions that indicated that they're doing anything wrong, but I will probably still recommend that they do something to curb that, whether it's put signs up, conservation posts, or just talk to their landscapers and kind of allow that area to regrow natural vegetation to protect the downslope wetlands. But other than that, I didn't see any issue or reason why we would hold anything up, and recommend issuing those COCs.
All right, still no applicant? Does the commission have any questions for Matt?
Nope.
Buzz?
No, that was a long time ago, boy. We permitted that. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Does the public have any comments on this? All right, so I'll hear a motion if anybody cares to offer.
You want a motion to accept that request?
I would.
There you go.
Okay. All right, so Matt, could you?
We gonna do them both together or separate?
I don't know that it matters terribly much, but you could vote them separately if there's any concern.
Well, can I just make a combined motion, Maryland, and a friendly amendment?
Go for it.
So I'd like to make a motion to issue COCs for SE 037-700 and SE 037-8, excuse me, SE 037-0841.
Second.
Well, that's your
Well,
motion.
that's it.
Do you accept
I
his
accept it,
amendment?
yes.
Okay. Do we hear a second?
Second.
All right, so we have a motion. We'll give second to Megan, please. And we'll take a roll call. Dot?
Yes.
Marilyn?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Megan?
Yes.
Jim's a yes. Buzz?
Yes.
Okay, so that motion carries to issue the certificate of compliance for 63 Smith's Lane for both state and local. Okay, so we're doing Elm Street?
Yes.
Okay. I will now open a public meeting to discuss a right of first refusal for the property located at map 69, lot 19 on Elm Street. Matt, could you?
Just a small clarification, we're not opening a public meeting on that, just
We're just
discussion.
open
Yeah.
it. All right, so
We didn't post anything on that.
let the record reflect that we are just discussing this.
We received, or the town received a Chapter 61 right of first refusal, notice of intent to sell for map 69, lot 19 on Elm Street. This is one of the Maribet Farm properties that abuts the Wildlands Trust Sylvia Pond property. I think it's the part that has the, I don't know if it's a barn or big shed or something like that, right on the corner of Sylvia Place Road and Elm Street. The notice that was received says it's being sold to someone for the purpose of building a single-family house. It is a Grady site plan that shows the house being built outside of the buffer zone, it looks like. I'm not sure if there are stream buffers shown there, or if there would need to be. There's sort of a herring run thing there that has some concrete walls to it, so I'm not sure from a regulatory standpoint how that works. The property owner approached me maybe 2 years ago at this point, saying he had paid attention to what happened with the Winthrop Street property, told me they were looking to kind of move some stuff around, and asked if the town would have any interest in those parcels. I told him that it wasn't likely that we would, but that Wildlands Trust would probably have interest because it abuts their property, and they may have interest in either adding access to their property, maybe using the existing structure there for interpretive stuff, or maybe they have interest in just making sure they have less neighbors on their properties, you know, in dealing with encroachment issues and things like that. And the Wildlands Trust and the property owner had some discussions. I don't know where they went, but I did let Wildlands Trust know that we received this, just because I know that they had interest in the property. I have not heard back. They indicated that they may be interested in it. There are situations where the town can exercise their right of first refusal and transfer that to a nonprofit. That would ultimately, I think, be up to the Board of Selectmen. If Wildlands Trust wanted to do that and the board was willing to do that, then that would be something they could do. So I'm not necessarily ready to kind of say anything to the commission as far as, like, you know, they definitely do or don't, or how the commission would even respond to that type of a thing. I mean, you have, I think, what's a couple looking to, a Kingston couple, from what I know, looking to build themselves a house on it. But again, I don't know whether that's something that the commission wants to, you know, kind of think about going forward, and we can put this on an agenda for, you know, the 27th, and, you know, have a more in-depth discussion then. But I wanted to make sure it was brought to the commission as soon as I could. We just got this, I think, 2 days ago. Any questions?
How big a property is it?
Half acre.
And it's right along the street, at the end of the street.
It's the
It's
corner
in the
of,
place right on the lot.
yeah, it's the corner of Elm Street and Sylvia Place.
Is it the one with like the brook or stream or the,
Yeah, it's Bryant Mill Pond, and there's a stream that connects to Sewell's Pond. That's
Okay.
part of, I think, the Furnace Brook Herring Run. So yeah, definitely, I think not something that the town wants ownership of. I don't think this is something I would ever bring to the commission and say, I recommend we buy this. I see value in this. The stream section and Herring Run area is, I believe, off of this property. So it's not something from a strategic standpoint for improving fish passage even that would be, you know, beneficial to the town. It's simply that one of our conservation partner organizations may have interest in this property and may request that the town exercise their right of first refusal, or they may not. So I think it's probably best to put this on for the 27th.
And that would
then-
allow them time to get back to you?
Yeah, and then I just, I'll ask, I don't think we need to post a meeting on making a decision on something like this either. I think it's something the commission can discuss and vote on without us needing to go
Well, we
through
don't
the effort
actually
of putting
make
it in the
decisions,
paper.
we just make.
Recommendations, right.
recommendations,
It's
right, so-
basically the BOS is gonna look for, the commission to weigh in on these types of things, so. So yeah, I think if we put this on August 27th, that should allow enough time for, BOS to make a decision before the
Right.
deadline.
And just for the record, when was it received? When's the deadline?
It's dated August 5th, but we didn't receive it until, let's say it was 2 days ago.
It was-
I believe we received it after we posted
Is it 90
this
days?
agenda.
What's-
120 for right of first refusal, and then 90 days to
To
close the
close.
process, so, yeah.
All right, so
So the clock has started, is that what you're
Yes.
the day it's received, the clock starts.
And I was asked to bring this to the Conservation Commission as quickly as possible so that the BOS could make a decision as quickly as possible. But like I said, I think there are factors there that I don't think it makes sense for the commission to vote on any recommendation tonight. I think there's plenty of time.
And was this 61A,
A.
61B? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't need a motion, we didn't open a meeting.
Saying you have
Nope.
a meeting.
This is just
No, I think we'll just put it
FYI.
on as long as nobody has any other questions or anything, I think we'll put it on for August 27th.
Does anyone have any further questions for Matt?
No.
Okay. Buzz?
No, thank you.
All right, is that it, Matt?
I apologize for the
Enforcement.
ring. I thought I had it
Enforcement,
closed.
we'll go to 44 Rabbit Road, please.
I think we have Jenna here, but just to bring the commission up to speed on this, at the last, meeting about a month ago, I believe, when this was discussed, the commission wanted me to issue an enforcement order and fines, or one citation, a $300 citation for the fireworks. That was issued, and an enforcement order was issued under KWPR and WPA, and the enforcement order said that by today, they needed to remove the unpermitted floating dock from the pond and jurisdictional portions of the property, which I received evidence was done, and remove all cut vegetation or dumped landscape debris from jurisdictional areas by today, and I got photos indicating that that was done as well. And they were supposed to provide an update from a professional engineer by today on letterhead, and we did receive that. The one thing that I think Jenna can give us an update on tonight is, when we received that letter, the site visit with the engineer hadn't happened yet, so she was gonna send an update, just letting us know how that went and what the plan was. So that wasn't part of this requirement, but I think, I think if she's here, she can give an update on that, so. So there is no need to issue fines starting tomorrow. All of that stuff was taken care of, and that's good.
All right. Did you say that Jenna's here?
Yeah, it looks like.
Jenna, do you have anything that you'd like to be heard on?
Yeah, sure. So the engineer did come and do a site visit here about 2 weeks ago that happened. And I did actually just hear back from him today via email. He was just wondering if I had any pictures of the build or anything, and just a couple questions for us. So I just got to talk to my husband when he gets home so I can answer the engineer, and hopefully we'll have some plans in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Does the commission have any questions, comments? All right.
Do you want to push this a month to allow for plans, or do you want to, what do you think?
I would say, I'd say a month's probably fair.
That would be September 10th.
All right. You need a motion to move it, or just a straw poll?
Either way, doesn't really matter.
Everybody good with bringing this back on 9/10?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You want to set that up now?
Sure. Jenna, you got that, September 10th?
Yep, I got it, and let me know if you need anything in the meantime.
Just any updates by email would be good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. And minutes for June 11th.
All right, has everybody had a chance to review the meeting minutes from June 11th? Is there any edits required, or perhaps is there a motion to approve as they stand? So moved.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion by Brian, second by Marilyn. We'll take a voice. Dot?
Yes?
Marilyn?
Yes.
Brian? Yes. Megan?
Yes.
Jim's a yes. Buzz?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
One quick update if you like.
Oh, please.
Winthrop Street, Blackwater Memorial Forest. I know, I get it. I'm getting emails and phone calls, and I get it. It's been a long time. The bridge build is going longer than anticipated, but one of them is completely done. The other one is well in progress and should be hopefully done shortly. I am going to schedule a couple of guided site walks for when we reopen it, so that I can kind of talk people through what was done there and why it was a really good idea. The hydro seed that was put down did pretty well considering the conditions of like nasty drought and heat when it was put down with the cover crop. There was a slight bit of erosion that the contractor is coming back to fix up and shore up until everything establishes, and then in September they're going to be coming back to do a final hydro seeding, just because hydro seeding in the middle of summer is not a great idea for success. So I expect everything is, in terms of the restoration, is looking great. It's greening up faster than I would have thought. You know, the general appearance of the place when it first opens up is not going to be, oh my God, this is amazing. It was torn apart with excavators for the purposes of ecological restoration. So there will be some time where, you know, things are going to be growing back in. I think by next year it should be like, can't even tell that anything was done there. Ecologically, I think it hit a lot of the targets we were looking at. I think it's going to be great in the long term and be better and more accessible to people. We are, I think, going to try to move towards trying to get one accessible parking space in there. We had a little mix-up with the trail reestablishment with the stone dust and everything, where they didn't connect it to the parking lot and instead sprayed with the restoration mix. So we'll have to deal with that too. But it will be, if anything, more accessible than it was when we started this project, and hopefully, when all is said and done, a nice place where you can go around a nice flat walk around the former bog cell, or you can get up and go around the whole natural wetland and get up into the trails in the woods and stuff like that. But I hear you all, and it will be open very soon, hopefully, and I'm not going to give a projected timeline just because I expected when I came back from vacation it was going to be done, and it's very much not. But the guy doing the bridges is doing a great job, and without him, I don't know that we would have been able to put bridges in there, period. So it was really good the way it worked out. It's just taking longer than we thought. So apologies to the town. I know a lot of people like that property and want to get out there. I've been trying to suggest to everybody they go check out other properties and sending out the maps and guides and stuff that we've made. But yeah, soon. And that's all I got.
All right, well, thank you. That's all we have. Would anybody else like to be heard? All right. Well, the next meeting will be held August 27th, 2025, starting at 6:30 PM. The time is now 7:20. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
We have a motion by Megan. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Marilyn. Dot?
Yes?
Marilyn?
Yes.
Brian? Yes. Megan?
Yes.
Jim's a yes. Bud?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.